Hello, my name is Richard Beach with sonicstate.com/amped, Sonic State's guitar channel. Today we are reviewing the Taylor GA8. So this is a beautiful, around $3,000 guitar from Taylor. Broken down, GA8 basically means that this is the Grand Auditorium body, and is the 8th edition in that series. So basically, you're looking at what is the kind of the signature shape from Taylor, and this guitar has many beautiful features packed into it, and today we're just going to go through a few of them. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through some of the specs of the guitar now, basically. If you get right close up onto the neck, then I can tell you that this is a tropical mahogany neck, which plays really nice as well. In terms of the radius of the neck, it's 15 inches. And basically, I don't really know how to put into words how I feel about the neck, because it's kind of substantial enough and, for me, round enough to be able to feel as if I'm playing a very nice acoustic, but it's also kind of, I don't know, thin enough for me to be able to get my thumb around when I'm doing some kind of jazzy accords and stuff like that as well. So really nice neck, not a massively fast neck, but just very comfortable. We've got 20 frets, so you're not really wanting to go past the 15th or the 17th fret when you haven't got a cutaway. So anyone who's going to be buying this model, which, like I said, is the Grand Auditorium, which is a slightly smaller shape than some of the other shapes, like a Dreadnought, for example. And yes, we have a Sitka spruce top on the body, which we've got finished in tobacco sunburst here. If you wanted to get a tobacco sunburst finish on the guitar, it would cost you an extra $200 over having the natural finish. So just something to consider. It does look really very nice, yeah, like I said, basically the overall cost of the guitar is $2,998, so you'd just be adding another $200 for that. On the sides, if you get really nice and close in here, with some beautiful wood. So basically, this is Indian rosewood, and it's very pretty, to say the least. And just for anyone who's kind of a bit more of an acoustic geek, we've just got basically a two-piece body here, the joint there, and going up into the neck, you've got a scarf joint. I know for a fact that on the saddle and the nut that we've got a bit of tusk. So very posh finish, and the little tiny abalone dots here look really nice, really tasteful, which you wouldn't always expect on such a kind of a posh guitar. But yeah, very nice. And then I think we've got Ivoroid binding around here. So just generally, kind of no expenses spared guitar. There's nowhere where this is going to fall down. The hardware, I mean, it doesn't really go out of tune once you got it in tune. It's been in this room, which changes temperature quite a lot, from going quite hot when we're filming here in the daytimes with all the lights to quite cold over the evenings. And yeah, the tuning hasn't really changed. It's Taylor Gold, the hardware, so I don't know whether that means it's just gold plated or whether it's actually solid gold, which would be quite cool, but you know, they do the job whatever, so I don't really mind. So yeah, just what I want to do really, you know, it looks really nice and obviously the materials are great, but I just want to kind of take you through some different styles of music and show you what the guitar can do really. If I play an E major, sorry, I couldn't resist that. You can hear that there's some really nice full body at the low end, and you know, some of the overtones at the low end aren't fighting each other. I don't know, there's something about the dimensions of this guitar that just really hold the low end nice and tight and keep the high end really bright as well. So when you're getting up into the high mids and you're getting that kind of, you know, the sound of the strings rattling around and stuff, that sounds very, the acoustic vibe from that is very good. So on those kind of quieter tones, very nice. Generally, I think obviously the real low end and the real high end work really well together in tandem on this guitar. So if you're doing stuff where you're, oh, that's terrible. If you're up on the high E string and then going down to those lower chords, to me that sounds beautiful, and I'm not even hearing it through the mics. I'm sure it probably sounds even warmer through there. So yeah, not just amazing for big open rocky chords, but that is kind of what this guitar is designed for. So I'm going to play something a bit more like that as well, to just show you the kind of energy that this guitar has, as well as the finesse, let's say.
Seems like it's like just really lovely to play.
Yeah, it is really nice to play. Like, it's, you know, it's been around the office on the guitar stand over here, and pretty much everyone who comes in just picks it up and plays, because obviously we're all guitarists here, it kind of sparks creativity. I always like a guitar that when you pick it up, it's just so nice to play naturally that you kind of, you know, you might play a few riffs that you've been practicing, but then you kind of venture off and it helps you come up with something new. So there is always a thing with guitarists where you feel like an instant connection with a guitar. And since I got my Gretsch, which is over there in the corner, I've been writing so much stuff, and this guitar is really the same. Like, you pick it up and you go places that you might not have done before, and, you know, try, you know, just not the standard thing that you would do, because usually when I pick up a guitar, I'm like a little guitarist and I'll play a pentatonic riff. But on this, I've been just, you know, because you want to play something so tasteful on it to match the guitar, I find myself trying to be a little bit more tasteful. So obviously one thing I haven't shown yet is finger picking. So what I'm going to do is put my plectrum down and show you some finger picking. If I had $3,000, then yes, I would buy it. And obviously, if you had that much money, then you're going to be, well, if you're looking at this review and thinking about buying a Taylor, then the first thing that comes to your mind isn't going to be, well, it sounds a bit expensive, because you're going to be looking for something in this price range. So what you're going to be wondering is, how does it fare against other acoustics in this price range? I don't want to name too many other names in the industry, but I've played on a lot. I've had basically the privilege of playing on a lot of expensive guitars, never owning that many. And in terms of like other acoustics that I've played on in similar price range through a lot of the big name companies that I'm not going to name to get personal, then this comes out on top for me. And it's just, it's I think a real flagship for Taylor, to be honest. It's just everything about it. I think it's the combination of materials, so that you've got mahogany, you've got spruce, you've got rosewood, all of the different materials that have been used for the hardware as well. I just think that combination creates a kind of a plethora of tones. That's the only word you can really use, a plethora that is kind of at your fingertips there. And it just really responds to however you play it, and that's what you want. You want a guitar that feels like it's an extension of your hand rather than having to battle to try and get what you want out of it. So yeah, basically I would buy it, but for now I do have to give this back to Taylor eventually. So with my limited time, I'm going to stop talking about it and I'm just going to play it because that's all I want to do.